Big E is definitely in the building.
Yo.
And I'm Soup. Everybody.
One half of the superstars.
Yeah. Like, yo, we ain't got nobody today. You know what I'm saying? It was slow. It was a slow day.
It was a slow week. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but Tay had to work. H had some family obligations, so me and Soup gonna hold y'all down like we always do. The whole squad should be back next week. We definitely don't have as short as the topics, but like we always need you to do first, like, comment, share, subscribe. Link is in the bio. YouTube page, Spotify, Apple Pies, all the good stuff you already know by now. Run the likes up, run the comments up. More importantly than anything, please run the shares up. Let everybody know that about the hottest, Philly sports podcast in town with a little mix of everything else. Like H always says, since he's not here, I'll say it costs nothing to show love. So since it's me and you in this really different dynamic, let's start off a little different, right? Usually we go hard right into the sports, right? Mm-hmm. We woke up this morning, we hear what's going on in Boston, right? Your boy Ume, no disrespect to how he pronounces his name. But, he cheated with not one, but now they're saying it's two front office personnel in the Celtics. And both of them are married. Both of the females are married. Oh. And one of them is the wife of, some high-level executive with the Celtics who wants Ume suspended for a year. Right? That's the last stuff that I read before.
So he can get to her.
So, I really wasn't going to come at it in the sports way, but just, men talk, right? When you have somebody as bad as Nia Long, or if you kind of equate it to our level of when you have a John that the whole hood wants or the neighborhood wants, she's known, and you fumble it, right? What makes you fumble that?
I'm gonna tell you something. The only thing that I can even fathom is who she is to us is not who she is at home.
Right.
That's the only thing I can fathom because cause you would think. You laying Nia Long like you
Nia
good.
Long? Yeah.
Like you good. That's Nia Long.
Right.
And all I can think about is back with that Kanye video when she slapped Kanye.
This is with the front.
That's all I can think about. I'm like, I would love to know who these women are that he thought was worth.
Right, for sure. What would make you want to cheat on? Well, like you said, I think we mentioned this, somewhere in the beginning of our podcast. Sometimes they don't cut up the beat, right? You look at all the bad ones, right? Halle Berry's been cheated on a million times. Mariah Carey can't keep nobody. Jennifer Lopez can't keep nobody. Now, Ume is doing that to Nia Long of all people.
Makes you wonder. Cause like I said, we know Nia Long, the movie star. We don't know if she's domesticated.
Yeah.
She might not keep a clean house.
Right.
We don't know if she might have had sex as often as
behind
she might want to
yeah.
have it. You don't know if she can cook. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of things that I know that we want as men that I'm pretty sure he probably...
Right, he on the road a lot. She could be on set working on men. It might be
Yeah.
So, that leads me to...
you don't know if she faithful. We don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That leads me to the next question. Do you think, two celebrities can actually be with each other?
I think it's hard, bro.
Right? Because,
I think it's hard.
Where do you draw that line at? Who has to sacrifice more? Right, the NBA coach, you can't be at least as an actress or actor, you could turn down a role. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you want a popular show, you this is my last year on the show. You're NBA coach. You can't be Tom Brady give me every Wednesdays off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So does being in a two celebrity couple make it even harder? Are the ones more successful the ones where one is not as famous or not, one could be an actress and then he's a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Are those more susceptible to long-term success in relationship or should two celebrities just continue being celebrities because at least they understand each other and what they're required to do?
In my experience in looking at Hollywood couples, I feel like the ones that one of them took a back seat and the other one kept striving so they were more successful than the ones that both were trying to. Cause I think it's Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes.
Okay.
I kind of feel like since they got together, I don't really see Eva Mendes.
Right.
I kind of feel like his career is really took it off, and I think she's probably home with the kids.
Yeah.
That's how their relationship is. Another one is I think they just got divorced maybe in the last few years. Was Danny DeVito when what was her name?
Rhea Perlman.
They were together for a long time.
Rhea chilled out for a while. When
I never saw her.
Danny doing the Penguin and all that.
Danny did everything, and you never saw Rhea.
Right.
Who else?
There's a lot of wild shit. What's the other boy messed up too? Adam Levine? Was it yesterday we found that? right? Married to his woman. On the third kid was smashing other Johns and tried to name the new baby after the side John.
Yeah, it's like
we losing right now.
Yeah.
Us men, we're taking a hit right now.
You know what? I'm not gonna front. I think it's a lot that come with having that popularity, that money. It's a lot that come with that, yo.
Yeah.
A lot that come with that.
So maybe you can speak on that more. That you say that on a more local level. We call it the superstars of sports for a reason. Because you are the superstar out of the group. Me and H are kind of just regular barbershop sports boys.
Not no more.
I don't want to talk about it no more. But how do you deal with that? At a younger age when you was performing and you was all over the city, flyers, records, albums, concerts, all of the DJ and all of the stuff.
I'm gonna tell you, like with my hood fame, it got to my head.
Okay.
And I was making the same mistakes that these guys made.
Okay.
It got to my head. I think you really be full of yourself and you really think you king of the world.
Yeah.
You really do. Cause I'm just looking at the Celtics, dude. Like, as bad as Neil Long is, the Celtics were just in the ship last year.
Yeah. You just lost in the finals. How you got time to be? Yeah, on the creep show.
But me being a man, he a good looking guy.
Oh, for sure.
If he got Neil Long, he's probably very charismatic. He probably got all the chicks in that front office falling.
And he used to play ball, right?
That's another thing too.
6'7",
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right? Got the little salt and pepper beard, right? Nice skin.
Yeah.
They were starting that on
consistently. I definitely can see it, but I can see him having issues. Adam Levine definitely having issues.
Oh, for sure.
Lead singer Maroon 5.
Yeah, tats, money, you know what I'm saying? Rocker boy, just everywhere you go.
And he cocky to me too, so I know.
They just set it on the table for you. And, you get to that level starting where you ain't even got to try. You just walk into the room and they handing it to you.
That's what I'm saying. Even you with your position.
Whoa.
I don't want to say that, but with the position that you got, charismatic, good-looking boy is there.
There is something to say for when a man that has, I guess for lack of a better term, power, right? I'm not nobody important, but I'm important in my company, right? So I could remember when I worked at community college, just being the lead supervisor, the main security supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something. There was something about some of the girls that were there and dudes in security. It was just something. I don't know if it was just that they had a job or you see them all day in school, but that's the boy that can let me in this room. That's the dude that give me my ID, give me lunch, all that stuff. And we would just be on some regular shit. But there would be times that I used to have to kick girls out of the school because they would be hanging at the desk. Now, of course, these are my guys, right? So they would know, all right, yo, it's a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? But just the fact they were security, we used to call them security groupies. We just knew every semester there's going to be that was just. I
don't know no security boys that didn't work in a hospital, college campus, or any type of facilities where women was in it. They girls didn't try to talk to.
Right.
Office buildings.
Yeah.
They always end up dealing with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess it's the power, I guess it's the title, I guess it's the fact that, they see you doing something with your life. Mm-hmm. So if you're a mega millionaire, superstar, artist, athlete, whatever, it gotta get thrown at you at all types of levels. But yeah, I hope the pictures leak, just for I want to be messy. I just want to be messy and see.
I'm curious.
I'm
real curious.
Neil Long, huh?
I'm real curious as to who he stepped out with. I'm real curious. I mean, it doesn't make it any better.
Right, no, for sure. But if we're going to be messy, let's be all the way messy. Let's get all the tea out there. I'm waiting for the leaked text messages. I'm waiting for someone to go line up the flight plans. Did he fly her out while they were
like a Kobe and Denver type situation?
Oh, that's
definitely wild. I was real surprised that surprised me.
Yeah.
That really surprised me. But then, like I said, you just never know what goes on at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just never know.
And let's take the heat off of men for a little bit. Both these women were married. There shouldn't be any less heat on them too. The problem is they're not the famous ones, but they're just as wrong, just in the wrong as well. So we got that out the way off of the top, but we can go a little bit, come back to where we're at normally. Last night, Phillies get a good win. Right.
That game was all that though, bro.
It was good.
That was all. I would have loved to have been in that game.
It was crazy. I'm still mad at them. I know. To me, the Philadelphia, I still think they're going to choke. For some reason, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
So you watched them over the weekend, right?
Yeah. Oh, when they ever got smoked by Atlanta, and now they got 4 more Atlanta this weekend.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's just the team is built wrong. The team is built wrong, and it's just a bunch of inconsistent players put together. Bryce's looked absolutely horrible. We're going to give him the praise, and we got to start with the criticism. Since he came back from his injury, he's been absolutely horrible.
What you think it is?
I just trying too much.
Gotcha.
Just trying. I really think he's over. The other day when he got thrown out running the bases.
He's trying to rock everything. I'm like, bro,
he knows. I think part of it is he's mad that he was having a great season before he got hurt. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries this year, so he feels like he's letting the team down because he can't play in the field. He's missed all this with the broke, so he's trying to make up for lost time. I think the contract means something to him. The amount of money he's being paid and the way we embrace him in the city, I think means something to him. And I know he's had to hear it. Like H laughed and said a couple weeks ago, and other people said, no, it's no coincidence that maybe the Nationals won the World Series after he left. So I think he
I said that.
Right.
I said that.
So maybe he wants to be the catalyst to a team that actually goes deep into the playoffs. I think he's pressing too hard.
Yeah, I said that.
Right? And then all of a sudden the defensive struggles are coming back with everybody on the team. It's just we had too many cupcake teams that we had to play down the stretch, and we can't beat anybody good. You know, we got these 4 against the Braves. I can't see us winning more than 1. You know what I'm saying? And then we get some more cupcakes for a week. And then maybe that might help us get into the playoffs. And I'll be happy if they make it. I'm not expecting anything. I expect us to get swept. Because the way it's looking now, though, if we stay as the last wild card team, we'll go to St. Louis, and maybe we have a shot there. But if we catch the Padres again, and then we have to play the Braves in the first round, we're getting swept.
I'm telling you, when I saw the Braves, I'm like,
yeah.
This weekend it kind of be my judge as to what they could do with them. I remember you said you thought they could do something with them. And I'm like, nah. After the first game, I'm like, they can't beat these guys.
I was watching over the weekend, I believe it was Saturday night, and it was a good game. It was 1-1 or 2-2 going all the way through, and they brung in Dominguez in the 8th, and they shelled him for like 6. And I'm like, this is the guy we were waiting to come back healthy, and he's out there getting shelled for 6.
And I'm like, how you reliever? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just fell apart.
He ain't been the same since he's been hurt. The bullpen's running on gas.
It's like he just kept staring.
He was looking at it like he didn't know what's going on. He was like,
I'm like,
this is what I was throwing when I was great.
He put his hat on crooked.
He didn't know
what's going on.
He was looking for the beard. He was trying to find some kind of magic potion under the brim of the hat. He just had nothing. Then he got rocked last night for a 3-run home before we came back. Everything's falling apart in the September time. So, but again, I'm rooting for him. I want him to make the playoffs. I'm just not expecting anything. We can go from there. We thought there.
What you think about Sunday?
Well, we can get there. There's a little other things that's leading up to Sunday, right? So we can start there technically, but we want to talk about players that we loved before who now, is on other teams. We can even talk about Wentz and his comments, right? Of course, Wentz isn't going to do anything crazy. He's not going to give you no sound bites. He's not going to give you no nothing. I was huge on the Wentz wagon. I was a Wentz guy. Right? I even rooted for him last year because we needed the draft pick.
Anybody in the city that wasn't on the Wentz wagon is a liar.
Okay.
Everybody was on the Wentz wagon.
Right. I mean, because you can't tell me that at least 70 to 80% of the city didn't think that after 2017 that Carson Wentz wasn't going to be everything that Josh Allen is right now. Yeah. That was the...
Up until what year we won a Bowl? 17?
17, yeah.
There's no way you didn't think that we weren't going right back the next year.
Right, with him.
Yeah. Everybody had to think that.
So now, like, I don't know if I believe all those freshmen that he was a bad teammate. I think there were some people who didn't like him. We come to find out some of the remarks were from Alshon Jeffrey. He hasn't played anywhere else since, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a little mad that Earth was getting the shine, so he would leak shit to the media. But for the most part,
but remember, I think we always said that. I think we said that in our first year. Yeah. The first season we had, I think you had said you thought it was Alshon.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because he had a nice little relationship with Josina Anderson. Because what I was peeping was Josina Anderson was always the one breaking news, like when he got a contract extension, was he signed news. She was always had the news on him particularly before, like. When he signed with the Eagles, it wasn't Adam Schefter that broke the news that he was coming into free agent. It wasn't Ian Rappaport. It was Josina Anderson. And then when we gave him the extension, it was Josina Anderson first. So then she's the one with the reports that Wentz is not liked in the locker room. It was just too easy to put those little magnets together. But I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, he plays for the Commanders, so I'll pummel him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but at the same time, my guy. I almost want to be like, no matter what happens this week, I'm gonna be right. Like if Wentz plays good, I'm like, I told y'all. Wentz. Yeah. But if we, if we beat them, the Eagles win, so I can't lose there. But
did you watch them on Sunday?
Yeah, because the Eagles gonna play them Monday.
So that's how I said. That's how I want to start.
I was watching the Red Zone channel, but
that's what I watched Red Zone. How did you think he looked against Detroit? Because I thought they want to beat Detroit.
I thought they were shaky, right? I mean, because they got down big, and it almost was the reverse of what happened when we played the Lions the week before. The Lions got up big. Started relaxing. They got a couple turnovers for the Commanders to help them get back in. Then it was tight down the stretch. But the Commanders can never stop Detroit. Detroit is low key.
Detroit nice.
Yeah, like
nice.
Swift was killing them again.
Detroit
Shout out to
nice.
Swift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Friend of the show. But you know, Wentz has been putting up numbers. He looked better. He looks better these 2 games with Washington than he did with Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So that's you know, it's a division game too.
I don't think it'll be a walk in the park.
No, not at all.
I don't think it'll be a walk in the park.
As long as the Eagles continue to do what they've been doing, as long as Hurts, you know, plays like he's been playing, I think we get a dub. It's going to be hard. It's a wrestling.
And I just don't think that Dallas's defense is going to be as lax as the Vikings was. I was very surprised.
Dallas defense.
I'm sorry. The Commanders defense. I don't think they're going to be as lax.
No, they're going to get up in the face.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe that they just sat in the pocket and let Wentz pick them apart like that. That was weird to me. I mean, let Hurts pick them apart like that. That was weird.
Or is it getting better and we don't want to admit it yet? Like, that's a crazy thing. So you know, I got season tickets.
No, I didn't even
so I'm at the game, right? So I'm looking at, I'm watching what you're watching. The biggest difference I see in Hurts' game is, number one, I'm going to give him credit. I'm going to give him credit because he's put in a lot of work in the offseason, and you can see little intricacies in his game that's a little bit, he's throwing the ball harder, right? He got a little bit more zip on the pass. They're getting there. He's a little bit more decisive with his decisions, meaning he knows where he wants to go with the ball. He kind of knows where the defense is at, and Sirianni's calling good enough plays to get somebody open. And then it's the A.J. Brown effect, right? The defenses are playing a little different now because what teams didn't have to worry about last year was the middle of the field, right? Because when Hurts couldn't throw anything in the middle of the field, he was scared of the windows. He didn't see a guy wide open. Like that's what Tampa was talking about last year. Like he can't raise the defense. Like if you weren't wide open, Hurts wasn't going to throw it to you last year. Now, because you got and last year it was just Devontae Smith on the outside, and we had nobody else. So even when Dallas Goedert was getting passes over the middle, they really were at the hash marks.
Yeah.
Right now, with A.J. Brown, his strength is coming across the middle. So those are just easier throws because he's getting open, allowing us to throw the ball in the middle of the field so where he can catch it and get some yards after.
Yeah.
And even when he stays on the outside, what I've noticed now is Sirianni has Devontae Smith actually going over the middle of the field. Because if you take look at a lot of Devontae Smith's catches last year, sidelines, comeback routes, you know, bubble screens, throwing deep. He didn't run a lot of crosser routes, over routes. That was where Rager was at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now they got Devontae Smith running in the middle of the field.
They caught them on guard too, because they killed them on the crossing route.
Yeah, because if you like, okay, this is just game 2, so you watch a little bit of what the Eagles did against the Lions, but you're really going to prepare on what this offense did last year. And you ain't see a lot of throws in the middle of the field. But A.J. Brown, I didn't know this off the top of my head. I didn't create the stat. I read the stat somewhere online that since he's been in the league, he's like second in the league in receptions in the middle of the field. I think it's him and Deebo Samuel.
Damn.
Like, so like that's his bread and butter. Like we all think of AJ as being strong and physical. His man, well, he's almost like a linebacker playing receiver. So he loves catching the ball in the middle of the field, breaking the tackle, and going to the house. Yeah. And that's the biggest deficiency of what this offense lacked last year. Gotcha. So now with the RPOs, right, the linebacker has to respect Jalen running and has to respect Miles Sanders this year because of the line's good. But now you have that open area that we couldn't take advantage of last year because Jalen Rager wasn't doing nothing in the middle field. Quez is not good right there. Devontae was on the outside. Now you got A.J. Brown there. So now you do your tier levels of options, like RPO, boom, Miles, Jalen can run, or now here he is in the middle of the field right here. And that's where the biggest part of Jalen's game that I see in these 2 games has improved. Footwork, decisive, stronger arm, looks like he's reading the field, but those throws in the middle where it's kind of, I guess it was untapped yards from last year. That's where it's getting. Because how many times so far A.J. Brown's caught the ball and he was one tackle away of taking it from the house, you know what I'm saying? But he's always getting 12, 14, 15 yards on those basic in-cut routes behind the RPO because the linebackers have to respect the running game and have to respect Hurts running. Yeah. So that's the biggest difference that I see from Hurts, and maybe we keep this going. Again, I want to see the consistency. It's only 2 games out of 17. Yeah. But if this is how he's going to play this year, maybe we don't need to go get another quarterback next year. Maybe we give him the money.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. I mean, because me personally, I thought the Vikings were going to beat them. I didn't.
You thought the Vikings were going to beat the Eagles? Yeah, I didn't know they were going to beat them. I thought it was going to be tough because I thought Jefferson was just going to kill our defense. That was the biggest thing, the crazy.
See, I thought he was gonna do what AJ did to them.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was very surprised that but to also to add this, I thought Cousins played terrible.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those throws, I was like,
well, what looked different to me from week 2 to week 1, just in a 1 week gap. The secondary looked like they understood their zone discipline a little bit more better, right? When we played Detroit, Swift was killing them coming out the backfield. Hawkinson was killing them in the middle of the field. Ross St. Brown, like they were just picking the holes in the zone, and there was nobody there, and the defense didn't look like I thought you were supposed to be there, like that kind of stuff. So against the Vikings, though, he mixed it up a little bit. He sent some blitzes, right? So that's always key.
I was going to talk about that. I thought he must have heard you.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not saying you have to blitz like 70% of the time, but you got to give the offense different look. Right.
Perfect time.
Like, if you're going to sit back and zone 3, 4, 5 plays in a row, boom, next play you send in the house, they're not expecting it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so they were sending some blitzes, so they were manning up. They were letting Slay play Jefferson one-on-one. Mm-hmm. And then other times when they were in their zone, Avonte Maddox looked like he had it. Like that was a crazy interception he had.
They're athletic too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Just people just looked like they were in their spot better where there wasn't as many holes open.
And the way they shut Cook down, that's
right. The running game.
I did not think they were
you
going
have
to shut down
listen.
Like that, yo.
I know we are advancing in football. I know everybody 5 wide and throw this and analytics and that. Football still comes down to running game.
Yeah.
Because if you can't stop somebody from running, there's a big difference calling defense if it's 2nd and 8 compared to 2nd and 4.
Yeah.
Right? So if they're getting 5, 6, 7 yards of runs on first down like they were, like Detroit was getting, then the whole playbook is open because you don't know what's coming. This game, what do you have? 17 yards or like 12 rushes or something?
You could say they really shut him down.
Yeah, so now they knew you had a pass, so now they can get a little exotic with the blitzes, switches up the covers. It just makes it easy. So sometimes football is just as simple as blocking and tackling. And once you stop the run, maybe that's why the defense looked better. Because they got them in a more predictable situation so the coordinator could blitz more. Because they knew 2nd and 8, we're stopping the run. We're not worried about them running the ball.
Blitz them,
Let's go ahead and blitz them. And then, Cousins is trash, like I always said.
Yeah.
Cousins always trash. I don't have to, we don't have to expand on that.
Slay had so many, it was like...
He should have 4.
I'm like, it was so many picks.
He should have 4.
Sometimes you couldn't even tell who the receiver was.
Right, like almost like Slay was running the route. Yeah, like Slay was there.
When he caught in the end zone, I'm like, he didn't even really jump the route. It's like he threw the ball to Slay.
Just threw it up to him.
It was crazy, yo.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And since we were talking about the interceptions, it's a weird thing on that. After Slay's first interception, he gave the ball to Harden. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they get the ball to Harden this week. Today, again, like, things always happen on Thursday's podcast. JJ Redick drops his podcast with Ben Simmons. Did you have a chance to look at it today?
No, I saw what you sent us.
Okay. So
let everybody know what he said, because everybody probably didn't catch it.
So just to give you some of the clips that are out there on social media. Number 1, Ben shot back at Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid that said that he was dealing with mental illness in the middle of the Hawks series. Right? Because remember, Ben hasn't played since we lost to the Hawks in the playoffs. Yeah. He said he was dealing with mental issues during that series, which would lead him to a dark place, was why he wasn't playing as good as he was, and then he didn't dunk on Trey. His explanation was, in the spur of the moment, he was just spinning off his guy. He thought a defender was down there, closer than he was. He didn't realize it was Trey. He said, I know Matisse can dunk. I'll just let the ball go and Matisse can dunk it. Looking on the replay, it looks bad. I should have dunked it, yada, 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 but it's a split second. But he then said, Doc threw me under the bus. Joe threw me under the bus. What the fuck do I want to come back here for? I was in a dark place. The people I'm supposed to be able to count on the most turned their back on me, and then they want me to come in. He said there were times in that summer he didn't have energy to do anything. He was just in a dark place. He didn't want to play basketball. He didn't even want to live life. He didn't want to do all that. I find that funny because wasn't he at like Wimbledon with the new girl or whatever? Yeah. But I'm not here to poke hole in the mental illness thought process. But a lot of the shit that you're saying doesn't match up. Except I hate to say this part, but me and you have been on this same page against H. Joe got to stop that shit. Right? Joe cannot continue to throw people under the bus. Yeah. We all know if you want to call him a piece of shit in locker rooms, what you do, but when you go in front of the microphones, listen, man, we all lost. We all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and in Ben's defense, there was 2 games we blew 20-point leads at home in that Atlanta series. It wasn't just Ben.
It was just his fault. I was
You know what I'm saying? So I love Joe. It's an Embiid shirt that I got on now. He's my second favorite player of all time. But Embiid got to stop that shit.
Yeah. I think if he doesn't stop, he's going to like destroy the team.
Yeah, because no one's going to want to come here.
Yeah, the comments he made at the end of the season.
Well, Harden.
I didn't like none of that.
That's why I brought it up when we ended the season. That's why I brought it up again. Like, he got to stop that shit.
I didn't like that. It's
because you're in your prime. This is the time that other players are going to want to come play with you. You only, as big as you are, but as much as we hate to say it, as injury prone as you are, you only got about 2 or 3 years left, dog.
2 or 3.
So shut the fuck up. Ball out, do what you got to do, and let other stars come here.
Yeah, and I get the frustration and all that, but not in front of that camera, yo.
Not on the camera. I mean, we've all been around people, either athletes in the league or around situations. They all lie to the media. That's what they're supposed to do, right? You go behind the scenes and you go, like, if you're Joe, you go behind the scenes and you talk to Maury or the general manager, like, yo, get this dude the fuck out of here. You know, he chokes it. But when you're out at the press conference, it's just supposed to be team. It's us.
And I'm gonna tell you, as competitive as Michael Jordan was, I've never seen him talk bad about his teammates to the media.
To the media, right?
Like whatever he said in the locker room, you would get back. Right. Damn, like Mike, Mike was crazy.
Like even when the Pistons were whooping his ass, he wasn't like, I'm out here doing everything I gotta do. Harvey Grant, Bill Weddington ain't doing it. Like, no, it was the only thing Mike ever said was, we got to get better. We got to get stronger. Now, we all know what he said on practice, in the locker room and all that shit. Yeah. But in the locker room with the media at the podium, never threw anybody under the bus. And, of course, your brothers in the league, and we all know athletes. That's like the unwritten rule, because everyone that's in that locker room is aware of what it took to get there. Right? And you already have enough people, especially in today's day and age, Twitter, Instagram, all these 24/7 news shows, people already throwing dirt on you. The people in your locker room, at least into a public persona or a public image, we're supposed to be one. Supposed to stick up each other. Like, I don't need you throwing dirt on me at the same time, because I know we're in Philly. We just lost. The media is going to be killing me. The fans are going to be killing us. I don't need you going to the podium and telling people, I thought we lost after someone missed the dunk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially the captain of the team.
Yeah, and then the coach comes down, answers, I don't know if we can win win the championship with this guy as the point guard, like, because we haven't done it. Like, Doc knows better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think all of that's crazy, and I'm like, the only thing that I'm hoping that you write about is like when you bring in people like Tucker and other guys like that into the locker room, that's going to change the culture, because they act real bitchy to me.
Real bitchy, yeah, absolutely.
Real bitchy, yo.
It's been fostered from the process era. Like, remember, these guys were brought in to lose at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brett Brown was not brought in as the coach to win the championship. Brett Brown was brought in like, we're going to stink, we're going to get all these young guys, and we don't care that we're going to lose. We just want you to develop their skills. So they never learn what it's like to gain by losing, right? Some of those old school teams, like Giannis. Giannis had to lose to make him go even harder, and they come back and they win the chip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when we lose, everyone just starts fucking crying and complaining and blaming somebody else, and knowing. Of course, we see the Joe's working on his game. But his attitude hasn't changed. Yeah. He's still a roller coaster emotionally. Like when the fans are cheering great and we're blowing the team out by 20, he's doing the fucking airplane and talking all this shit. But when Al Horford on the Celtics is locking them down, he want to fight, he want to push, he want to blame everybody else. My knee, my sinus, I'm sick. Like, there's just something about him that hasn't changed, and I'm hoping. Like we're talking about PJ Tucker and all that, we'll kind of keep him in check and keep him focused on, big man, there's nobody else like you in this league. You just do that there and let all this other shit go, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, that would be cool. We'll see what happens though as the season unfolds with WC, but I don't think he's going to change me personally.
Who's Joe?
I don't think so.
I don't think he has to change, because that is what makes him who he is. But you can fix around the edges.
Yeah, I'm hoping you.
You know what I'm saying? Like the same that he can still read social media to motivate them. And
because how many years he been in the league now?
I think this will be 8. I think this will be 8 or 8.
How old is he?
Well, he came in at 18, so he's like 27, 28.
Yeah, he might be who he is, yo.
I mean, he could, but
you know what I'm saying? I haven't really seen people.
No, you are right.
I'm bitchy.
I think you're like. I think you're like 90% right, but there are some things when when you mature as a person, right, you kind of change the people you hang with, right?
Yeah.
Now you still might be a goofball, right? And you still might be silly and you want to be wild, but you kind of start to put limitations on it, right? Because you change some of the people you're around, right? So he can still be that. He can still be the troll. He can still be all the other stuff, but just fix the edges.
Yeah, I'm hoping that you're right.
Let's not let you not winning the MVP derail your play the rest of the series.
It pushes it the other way.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I was so surprised that he stunk it up. I'm like, yo, you supposed to drop 50 tonight.
Right, exactly.
I'm like, what's up with you?
Exactly. But no, you're looking at Jimmy and talking about, I wish he was still on my team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the areas he can fix. Just the edges. Just fix the edges. You know, retoast the bread and, you know, fix the edges. That's the part I'm hoping for MB. Because the other stuff is what makes him great. It's what fuels him. It's what's needed. You know what I'm saying? But it's the other emotional stuff. Someone just needs to balance him. Like, keep him a little bit more steady on the emotional train. Because even when we played Brooklyn, when Brooklyn came back for the first time when Ben was there, you could tell he was trying to, like, kill everybody on Brooklyn to prove a point to Joe. And that's why we got blown out. He was trying to do too much because he was too emotional, right? The house was packed, right? It was, what, 22,000 in Philly, like, ESPN game. Everyone's going, he's ready to fight KD and all that stuff. And meanwhile, KD and Kyrie just letting them up. And it got us out of our flow. So someone just has to emotionally keep him balanced. And hopefully the newer guys around will do that.
I'm hoping that, bro. I'm hoping that you're right.
Because those guys have won already. Like, Tobias is looking for Joe to take him there, right? Ben was looking for Joe. Matisse, you know, all them guys, Danny Green is hoping Joe. These other guys, PJ Tucker and all them, I've won, dog. Like, I'm telling you what it takes to win.
Do this,
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the first time we've kind of brought in those type of players.
That's true.
With that attitude, like, not only are they going to stick up for Joe on the court and make sure no one else jumps him, but they're going to stand up to him in the court. Because, I know you're Joel Embiid, but I'm PJ Tucker. I won multiple chips.
And it's the first time.
I'm going to tell you what
right?
These type of veterans,
first time, you're right.
You know what I mean? Danny Green is on the kind of like on the way out.
I feel like Danny Green is like a softer type of guy.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a wing player, just play a little defense there. But these are in your face type dudes that they bring in. So that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes that change.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yo, you know we got. I wish H was here for this, man. We got to talk about the fight.
The fight?
Yeah.
The fight.
The Bucks and the Saints.
Oh!
That's what you really weird.
Oh, man, first of all, man. Hey, when you watch this, boy, Mike Evans is my number one receiver on my fantasy team, and now I got to bench him already.
Bro.
But no, look, dog, Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore just got to get together on a random Wednesday.
They should do it for charity, man.
Something.
They should do a charity.
Because these boys have been fighting on the field for like 3 years now.
Yo, listen, the first tussle was alright to me. But when he went and pushed me down from the back and stood on top of him, I said, oh, this is like real beef.
But so you never knew they had beef before this?
I ain't never
knew they only going to fight next year and the year before that.
What?
Because you got to remember, this is the story. The Saints are the only team that really have been whooping the Buccaneers' ass since Brady's there. And this is why. Marshawn Lattimore D's up man-to-man on Evans. Wherever he goes, locks him down, and then they play zone everywhere else. So it makes it hard for Brady to get to where he's at. I got him. Okay. Right. So now they mix up the coverage, they're sending blitzes at Brady, and Brady can't get comfortable because it's like my main guy is just being covered by one. Usually that's us. That's a win for us. But he's locking his ass up, and now we're all over. Like last year in the game, I think Brady threw like 5 picks against the Saints. They've been killing them, and they got into a fight last year. And the year before that, these boys ain't been like. That's what I'm saying. Like these, like in the NFL, I think the players have off on Tuesday, right? Like they have on. They need to get together on Tuesday and really just scrap this shit out.
Because I'm like, yo, like that fight went on for so long. I'm like, this one even seem real right now.
Right.
I'm like, yo, like they still at it. Like this was crazy. Then when James Winston was getting involved,
right?
I'm like, yo, these boys really. But I didn't know that was their rival at that either.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
That's like almost like the. So the Saints.
It's not bad as the Eagles Cowboys.
So, Not yet. So the Saints' main rival is Atlanta.
I didn't know that
because they're so close in proximity.
I didn't know that either.
Right. So they're down there because they remembered for a long time. Back when we were growing up, that they were in the division with the 49ers, right? Okay. So this is when Montana, Young, all them. So the 49ers have always been in the top of the class, and them boys, the Falcons, the Saints, they've been kind of like at the bottom, just fighting each other. So they're like Eagles, Cowboys to themselves, right? But since the Saints got good last 10 years and the Buccaneers were good with Warren Sapp and all them, it's almost like Eagles Giants or Eagles Redskins for them. And so it's the same type of intensity.
But it ain't.
I don't think it's nationally known. You got to kind of really be a football dude to see how they became it. So it was bubbling. You knew it was going to happen. They almost fought last year.
Crazy,
how do you feel about Evans telling the ref, Tom Brady, the fuck you want me to do?
I'm not going to front. That was like the best thing I ever heard in my life, yo. Besides when T.O. was crying.
Because I want to ask H, like, do all light-skinned boys stick up for the white guy? Like, you stick up for the band like that?
And he's like, yo, what you want me to do? Y'all should have known him.
Y'all should have right. Like, y'all shouldn't even let him do that at the time. Like, Marshawn shouldn't even be allowed to talk at the time.
I said, yo, and then the way Tom stood there like a boss, like he let it all unfold, I'm like, yo, this shit.
We know what's crazy. The dude that's on the Eagles now that we traded for the Saints, Jesus Christ, the safety that we just, Garner Johnson, the safety that we just traded for, he got into a fight with Brady last year.
No.
Like you could YouTube the joint. He was all he had the gold grill on, all up in Tom's face because they picked it. Like I told you, he threw 5 picks. Oh man, he was all in Tom's face last year. He started the fight last year between everybody. Yes, it's been rough.
I'm gonna Google that.
It's been rough. Like the first one to disrespect Brady like that was Sherman. Mm-hmm. Like Richard Sherman.
I remember that.
But the Saints like with Malcolm Jenkins and all them took it to a whole nother level. They don't give a fuck about Brady.
Yeah.
They don't care about Brady one bit. So I knew it was popping. I was glad that game was kind of on national TV.
Yo, and I'm happy we wasn't playing.
I was enjoying all that shit on Sunday, bro.
That's why I said Sunday. How you felt? Because Monday was like just a great night.
Yeah.
I'm like Sunday was like a good day of football.
Oh yeah, I mean, because you had the Jets started come back. The Commanders tried to come back against the Lions. Mm-hmm. We had who the other comeback in the first game? The Dolphins and the Ravens. Yeah,
I couldn't believe that happened.
I was, I
wish H was here for that too.
Low key. When I was watching the game, I was trying to make sure 46 wasn't on the field.
No way to be seen.
I was like, come on, D.
Yeah.
Come on, don't Daryl, don't tell me that was you back there.
I don't think he played Sunday though. Did he play?
He got a couple snaps, but he definitely wasn't responsible for any of that bullshit. Yeah, he was energetic.
He probably was happy.
He was super energetic after the game.
Yeah,
he was flicking it up and everything, taking balls.
Like this wouldn't happen if I was out there.
Right. Well, man, that was crazy though. Like, Lamar running for an 80-yard touchdown and then throwing for an 80-yard touchdown. They go up big. Then Tua start Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle was just going nuts. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was looking like college Tua.
Yeah, I know.
And I felt bad. I was just talking trash about him last week.
So am I. I still think he's a bum.
Yeah,
and we had this conversation about Lamar last week about not being on that level. That's why I said in the text message, I was like, yeah, he balled out, but ain't do nothing in that fourth quarter. He ain't do nothing to stop, to keep the ball away from the Dolphins.
And that's what I keep telling H. I'm like, his style of play, it reminds me of, I mean, the last 2 games we haven't had to worry about it, but that type of quarterback, is always poor clock management.
Right.
It's that type of stuff.
Because it's either boom or bust, and it's not conducive. Because what we also talked about is it's not conducive year after year. After the game, Lamar Jackson been on the injury report all this week, like with an elbow or something. Now, I think he's going to play Sunday, but they're already resting him because he's getting beat up from taking the hits and everything. It's just not conducive, and I will always.
Once you cross the line of scrimmage, they laying it on him.
Oh, of course they are.
Laying it on him, yo. And he ain't doing too much sliding.
None.
You know what I'm saying?
None, because he think he can outrun everybody.
Man, listen.
So
he gonna outrun that contract. That's what he's gonna do.
You look at this is a conversation. You look at Lamar and do all the amazing things that he did on Sunday, right? Then you turn on the Monday night game and you watch the Buffalo game right before the Eagles started. And Josh Allen just back there, just lighting their ass up, not taking a hit
for 41.
Just like to me, that's the quarterback I'm scared of. Like I know what Lamar can do in the regular season, but again, until it is proven that he can beat somebody in the playoffs where a team is going into the game and saying, hey, let's let Lamar beat us in the playoffs by making him throw the ball. To me, you're not a quarterback. Yeah. Because you're no defensive coordinator is going to go into a playoff game and say, yo, I know how we beat the Bills. We're going to stop the running game and let Josh Allen pass.
Yeah.
No, you're not doing that.
Nobody says that.
You're not going into Kansas City and saying, yo, we're going to stop that run and we'll whatever Mahomes does throwing the ball, if that's how they beat us, that's what. No, it's always what can we do to stop them from throwing. Yeah. Make him run the ball. Make him throw short. Make him not like they do to Lamar. Hey, we're just going to stack the box, stop the run, and he's got a chance to beat us. Yep. And he can't do it.
He can't.
So, yes, Lamar looked amazing. He looked MVP Lamar. He looked like a fucking video game. But again, it's week
it's,
two.
It's exciting to watch.
It's amazing
That's
to
how I
watch.
was telling H. I said, H, I think you get in quarterback excitement.
Right.
And not evaluating the
Must
skill
see
level.
TV. Must see TV. It was almost, Lamar is almost like Devin Booker before Chris Paul right there. Right?
Yeah.
I would love watching the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker there putting up 40 and something. They're losing almost every night.
Yeah.
Chris Paul comes, he don't score as much, but the team's playing better. Now they're in the finals, so on and so forth. That's what Lamar is. Until he can pass, until defense has to worry about him passing in the playoffs, I'm just gonna enjoy watching him as a football player every Sunday and just keep it moving like that.
Do you think that he can get it? Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm a person that I look at people after a certain amount of time it's a wrap. Because how long he been in the league now?
This is just his fourth year.
Fourth year.
So I think he can get it because the side that I am going to take H aside for the long-term evaluation, for my personal opinion, is let's see if he does get it.
I've never seen those kind of quarterbacks develop into pocket quarterbacks.
Let's see if he can get a good wide receiver in their prime. Don't give him old Anquan Bolden or don't give him old Steve Smith. Can they go get their A.J. Brown in the prime and see what it does for him?
Okay.
Because Rashad Bateman, though, is looking like a really good receiver. A young guy, they drafted him in his second year. He's the one that had the 75-yard touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
And he did throw some good balls.
Yeah, he did.
Like that one he threaded the needle for the touchdown pass. There was a couple.
And another one to Mark Andrews.
He had some nice ones.
But it's like, can you do it consistently in big games?
That's what I'm saying. Then, like I said, I kind of feel like the way he was rolling them, like you got to still lose this game.
Right. I mean, as a quarterback, you got to do something in that fourth quarter. You can't let Miami score 28 points in the fourth quarter.
That sounds crazy.
Right. And I think they outscored them, 28-3?
So you know how many 3-and-outs that probably was?
Right.
That's crazy.
And quick ones, too. Because you're throwing the ball, they're incompletes, and they're stopping the clock.
That's crazy. And you just help them.
And then your defense not even getting a breath. Because they just watched Tyreek Hill run by him for 60, and now we're right back out on the field, and he's running by me again for 60. So, again, Lamar's great to watch in September and October. Tell me what he does in January. I'll put my money on Josh Allen and Mahomes.
Like I wanted to tell H, I'm like, regular season, playoffs is a whole other thing.
Good. I mean, the other quarterback that we talked about, Kyler Murray, he had a great game Sunday, on the Sunday night games. He was part of the 4 o'clock game where they were down by 20 early. He started doing his run around schoolyard thing, and they wound up winning. But again, we've seen this from Kyler. First 6-7 games last year, Kyler looked like he was MVP.
Ball.
Kept taking hits. That knee started hurting. Playing like
he like my size. Little dude. Yeah.
So that's what I'm on. There's only been to me one quarterback that plays like that's won the Super Bowl, and that was Steve Young. And it was a little bit later in Steve Young's career where he wasn't as much as a scrambler. He still had it in him. It was still part of the arsenal. And every quarterback nowadays, you need that. But that's not where wasn't his first option. Jerry Rice and John Taylor, Ricky Waters on there, and he was getting them the rock.
I never felt like he was tucking and running.
Right. It never was like Jerry's not open, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? It was okay. Ricky Waters dumped down, John Taylor on the other side, T.O. when they had T.O. He was getting them boys the ball. And then if need be, he made a play and ran. Other than that, there's no defense in that. There's no, because they've never won. It's just, you can't argue, if this happened. No. Literally no quarterback that plays that style ever won anything.
And I was telling H, I'm like, I think sometimes being athletic can hurt you at quarterback.
Yeah.
It can hurt you.
Your technique is just not refined. Because you know in the back of your head, I can do this. Right?
I can run.
But when you start getting into the playoffs and you're playing against defensive coordinators that's easy for them to shut down. What can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do? And if you can't do the other thing,
and then I'm thinking about it, Miami busted their ass last year. Because they put that spy on Lamar.
Yeah, they did.
Think about it.
Yeah, on the Monday night game. I think Baltimore won 4 in a row after that. And Miami was sucking, and they went in there and
Lamar couldn't do nothing.
It was either Monday night or a Thursday night. It was prime time. They were the only game on TV, and they put the spy on
them. What's they had last year?
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
So we got stuff for H when he comes back. You got to answer some questions when he comes back.
I can't wait till next week. I can't wait. I'm just hoping that it's more like we have a crazy week like we did this week.
Yeah.
Going into the next week. And there was so much stuff going on. I'm like, damn, this probably might be 2 hours.
You starting to change your opinion on Hurts?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. I really think the Vikings played the worst defense possible for them last week.
Okay. They didn't blitz them at all.
At all. And I thought that was the weirdest thing ever. And I'm like, why are y'all give him all. It's like any, meeny, miny, mo. Like
Right.
there's no. I didn't feel like he was forced to really tuck and run because he had time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Because they weren't pressuring him.
No pressure at all.
Now maybe it could be because the offensive line finally played better. Like maybe being at the game, you kind of miss some things like that you don't really see on TV. But obviously it looked like the line played better. You know, I do remember 2 times they sent the same blitz Detroit did, and Miles Sanders picked them up both times. So maybe they practice on that. But I'm like you, I'm not ready to change my opinion on Hurts yet. I am just willing to admit if this is the new Hurts, that he's on the right track.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm an Eagles fan first and foremost, so I want us to win. I want them to be great.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to continually search for quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. But I am opening my mind and my thought process to, well, okay, maybe he actually is getting better. You know what I'm saying? He has more talent, and he's understanding the offense because this is the second year in the same offense. And he's working. Like, that's one thing you can't take away from Hurts. We all knew the intangibles was good, right? He's going to say the right thing in the press conference. He's going to be a leader. He's going to be a nice face of your franchise. Yeah. He's going to put in the work in all season. He's not on social media wilding out or doing anything. So you knew all that was going to be good. He put the work in. Hopefully he succeeds, and it's just better for me and my team. And I'll be happy to say I was wrong.
The only thing that I would like for them to put into the playbook is when he keeps the ball on those run plays, I would want them to turn it into like a play action or a pass play. Because I just feel like with a lot of teams, it's like a waste of a damn a lot of time for me now.
Which one are you talking about? Because most of them are they're called RPOs. He has a run. There is a pass built into it.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, where the pass be at? Because they just never open. Like what the hell?
I mean,
you know
so
what I'm saying? Like what goes on?
You're taught to what they say, read the numbers.
Yeah.
Right. You're taught to read the numbers. So supposedly, if there's 7 or less, that means that the defense is going to be in coverage. So it's better for you to run the ball. Right. If there's more in the box, there's one-on-one coverage, then you should be able to throw it. Some defenses are good to disguise it. It looks like we're passing, but we're really protecting the run, so on and so forth. What I don't like with Sirianni is like it seems like he's calling too many of these plays. Like there were some plays, they were like we didn't score in the second half last week. Like I know it's being swept under the rug.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh no, not by me.
But I was looking at it more. That was a whole team failure, right? We had stupid penalties. The refs were on some bullshit, so they was calling some dumb penalties. We had a field goal blocked, right? That's not on Hurts. You know what I'm saying? He had a stupid interception. But that was more.
That wasn't on me, but that was like a tip.
There was a tip, and it just looked messy from the beginning. It was supposed to be a screen.
Yeah, but
the running back got the offensive lineman came back too far. The running back kind of tripped over him, so the guy that the lineman should have been blocking was able to cut off the screen pass, but Hurts still threw it. It got tipped. The dude, it was messed up in the beginning. He should have just fell down again. But I can see why he tried to throw because. The other linemen are still moving down the field.
If he had caught it, it would have been progressive yards.
Yeah, right. But so we had some shoot ourselves in the foot moments in the second half. But even so, like when we were up big and we still seen that we were winning, like 6 minutes left. Why are you still calling runs with Hurts? Like we need this dude for 17 because Minshew made the ball. Stop getting the extra hits. To me, that's on Sirianni though. Like you gotta chill. You had 3 running backs right there. You're up by 17 to 7 minutes. Just hand the ball off.
Yeah, hand the ball. It's like a lot of stuff I still don't. I'm like, I just don't know, yo. It's like a lot of things I just don't get it. I just don't know.
So we're almost, again, it's 2 weeks. Still got 15 weeks left. I am willing after week 2 to open up my thought process and be like, okay, let me give him a chance to see if he is going to progress to the franchise quarterback because he's still the leader of my team. I'm still rooting for him. I want him to be the best. I don't want to have to go searching for another rookie quarterback or somebody else start all over again. Let's just hope for the best. And after 2 weeks, we look like we're on the right path.
And I think Sunday's gonna be a good test.
Yeah, division game on the road.
They 1-1.
Wentz is gonna want to do something special. Yeah. So
now I really wouldn't mind if they just shut them out though.
I hope so.
Yeah, just shut them out.
I want a bunch of easy games. I don't want to be stressed.
Yeah.
I want to be looking at my fantasy teams, right? I want to, know, dinner's going to be good tonight because I ain't pissed off, you know what I'm saying?
Because that
enjoy the 4 o'clock games.
Kind of like a little nervous. I don't like being nervous.
Yeah. I mean, and the way the defense played in week 2 almost made you feel like that was their preseason game. Like that Lions game, week 1 was their preseason game. There was a lot of sloppy tackling. Like I said, it looked like a lot of people didn't know where they were supposed to be at. So maybe that was just a week 1 thing, right? The Lions still coming off the hard knocks. They're in their home stadium. Detroit fans were going crazy. So maybe that was just a morale booster for the team. So, all right, we can go into a hostile environment, we can play bad, and we still can win.
Yeah.
So that could be. Then you come home and you just dominate the Vikings. Now you're on the road again, but now you're in a division game.
Yeah.
It's a whole different level of intensity. With the revenge factor of the other quarterback. So it's going to be another good measuring stick for Jalen and the team in general.
Yeah. That's true.
So with that being said, we're going to wrap up this week. Again, we're a little short. We know you like H's opinion. We know you like Tay's picks. They'll both be back next week. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Anything you want to say, Soup, for real?
No, you know what? I'm just happy everybody been supporting us because the last few weeks we've been kind of slow on the saying that the episodes are out there.
Yeah.
And it's like the views already rolling, but by the time we put out there, so I appreciate all y'all.
I think we built our fan base on football and basketball.
Yeah.
So it's that season again.
Yeah.
So now they're like, okay,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, let's see what they're talking about because this is where we're a new podcast. We're learning this as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
The summer was a rough time, right? Like I follow baseball, you do H and N. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I follow college football, you don't. And so that's when we get into the main conversation, all that other shit. So we're still feeling this out. So again, like Soup said, we appreciate y'all. Keep following, keep liking, comment, share, subscribe. Link is in the bio. YouTube, Superstars Sports, because there's only one superstar on this podcast,
and
we know who you are.